Should you go watch the new Pixar movie Onward? Is this new Pixar movie any good? Stick around and I'll tell you the answer to those questions. Coming up next. So I'm Dr. Josh Matthews. I'm going to review the 2020 movie Onward. Onward is the new Pixar movie coming out in March 2020. The main protagonist is a 16-year-old elf, along with his sidekick, his 19-year-old elf brother. Now, I couldn't tell whether they're elves at first, or bats, or vampires. I had to look this up on my phone during the movie. Anyway, they live in a fantasy magical world that has lost its magic. They revel in the ancient ways where there was magic long ago, where the unicorns acted like unicorns. Well, it cuts to the modern world, which has been improved by technology. However, this modern fantasy world has lost all its magic, and the unicorns run around the suburban streets like raccoons or squirrels. Anyway, both brothers live with their mother, and their father has died a long time ago. So long ago that the 16-year-old doesn't really remember his father. He longs to be like his dad, and so one day their mother brings them a gift from their dad that their dad told her to give to them when they're both over 16 years old. Turns out it's a magic staff that allows the father to come back magically to life for 24 hours. And the 19-year-old elf brother named Barley is into magic hardcore. He's sort of the nerd or weirdo in this magic world. And his 16-year-old brother isn't sure about him because this 19-year-old brother isn't that cool, or isn't making the 16-year-old look cool around the high schoolers. Well, the protagonist accidentally uses the magic staff and magic gem to bring his father back to life, only he brings him half back to life. Through an accident, he only gets half of his dad, that is from the waist downwards. And so you have a pair of pants and shoes running around for 24 hours with the two boys. Now, these two boys want to restore their dad for 24 hours back to life so they can talk to him, so they can see him. And so begins the plot of the movie, which is a quest to sort of get the dad back restored through magic. There's a lot of absurdist humor that I really appreciate, especially with the half-dad that runs around. This movie is definitely riffing on the 1980s comedy Weekend at Bernie's, where two, I think, college students are carrying around a dead body, trying to maintain the illusion in society that that dead body is still alive. And the two brothers dress up the dad, and it's just funny to me every time you see him with sunglasses and a sweatshirt and vest and a hat on. As well, there's some really good bits in the movie, including a car chase scene that is reminiscent of Mad Max, only with punk fairies. It has to be seen to be believed. There's some typical Pixar stuff in here, including for the main protagonist, the quest to grow up, and the quest to find his long-lost father, and to restore the nuclear family for at least a few hours. This movie has some interesting conservative elements in that both brothers are bringing magic back to the land that has lost it. At the same time, they're bringing their dead father back to life for a brief period of time. And along with those conservative elements is the idea that the main protagonist needs to change to grow up, to become a man, and so on. I thought the movie didn't blend its tonal elements together all that well at times. There's, on the one hand, absurdist humor, which I really enjoyed. I laughed at this movie probably more than most of the Pixar movies I've ever seen. But at the same time, there's sort of family therapy drama elements in this, and the movie gets really serious with the music being very cliched. And to shift from absurdist humor to family therapy to absurdist humor again sometimes is a little jarring. However, I did think it worked in the end, and the ending is quite poignant to this movie. I didn't expect what they were going to do in the end. It's striving towards sort of the melancholic resolutions of, say, Inside Out or maybe Toy Story 4. One other problem with this movie is that the older brother character, the Barley character, seems to know everything about everything in the world. And as this movie goes along, it sort of makes up its world and its rules, not preparing the viewer for what's ahead. That can be fun, but it's a little off-putting in this movie because Barley seems to know how to get places, how to do magic spells, and so on, just when they need to do the spells. So the script, I think, wasn't as tight as other Pixar movies. However, I've seen about 99% of children's movies made in the last 20 years, because I have 4 children of my own, and I think Onward is in the upper third of all of those children's movies. Warning to you, I think this movie skews older. I think it will go over the heads of, say, 4 to 7-year-olds. Probably 8 years old is the youngest age that this movie would be appropriate for. And I don't mean a 7-year-old can't watch it because it's scary. I mean, some of the thematic elements are a little heavy, so maybe 7-year-olds couldn't handle it, or definitely 6 or 5-year-olds, let's say. The movie also is dark. Literally, it takes place mostly during the night. And so for those reasons, you might think about making a 4 or 5-year-old watch the movie. But there's some good ideas, good messages, good themes in this movie. The need for a young boy, a 16-year-old, to grow up. The need for two brothers to get along. The need for them to long for a father figure in their life. All of these, from my point of view, are welcome elements. And so I do recommend this movie. I would give this movie 3.5 stars out of 5. That's a good rating for me. Anything over 3.5 stars means I would rewatch it. And I can't say that for very many movies, so this is my compliment to the movie. Mostly well done. Thanks for making me laugh a lot. What did you think of the movie? Please let me know in the comments. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more great movie reviews and other content. Thanks a lot and have a great day.